Mackenzie's Raiders. His secret orders from the President of the United States. Clean up the Southwest. Make it a fit place for Americans to live. Wipe out the renegades, outlaws, and murderers. If necessary, cross the Rio Grande, knowing capture means hanging by the enemy. Discovery, court-martial by the United States Army. November 5th, 1872, on the Texas-Mexican border. An Army courier bound for Fort Clark with an important message for Colonel Ranald Mackenzie. The courier had been warned that a former member of the ruthless Jayhawks who pillaged the Kansas-Missouri border during and after the Civil War was in the area. His name, Beaudry, a plunderer of both sides of the border, responsible for the death of more than 300 settlers. To Mexican and American officials alike, Beaudry was the territory's most wanted outlaw.
Beaudry! Anything for us?
Orders for Mackenzie to escort a wagon load of soap in.
Soap? You'll give the settlers a bath?
Yeah, it's soap, all right. The kind he needs to clean up this border. The kind I need to make my attacks bigger.
Says to meet the wagon at Sulphur Forks, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
And that's just what we're gonna do.
Sole possessions of another brave but unlucky soldier.
We found him about an hour ago, sir. He must have been dead since yesterday morning. Extreme close range. He couldn't have been mounted. A courier knows better than to stop or deviate from his route.
Wouldn't you stop for a dying man, Lieutenant?
Well, of course I... Beaudry.
Of course. It's an old trick. He and Quantrell used it time and again. A man pretends to be dying on a known courier route.
And we don't know what the message said.
I've got a pretty good idea what it said. The general was sending us a shipment of those new repeating rifles.
Wow. That'd double our firepower.
Yeah, but it'd also double Beaudry's firepower if they fall into his hands, and he's hard enough to stop as it is. Now, the only road from Fort Inge leads through Sulphur Forks, so the wagon's got to come via that route.
It might be too late.
Let's hope it's not too late. The driver's in civilian clothes. He has no military escort. The general thought he'd be safer that way. All right, Lieutenant. Hackamores, Bowie knives, sidearms. 4 of our best raiders.
The raiders, sir?
Just in case it is too late. In case we have to chase Beaudry down to his base of operations.
Mexico.
Get going, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
Get the water bags filled. Give the horses a good drink. No more stops till we're home.
Hadn't we better wait till after dark before we go any further? That Mexican colonel's out for our hides.
Not this week, he isn't. He's got his daughter home from school for a visit.
Well, that's even worse. At least his garrison's 3 or 4 miles from here, but if he's home, he's a spitting distance away.
We'll just spit right on by him. He'll never know the difference.
Fill up the water bags.
Water up.
Dismount, fill your canteens.
He's heading south, all right.
Yeah. They're moving faster than we thought, Colonel. If we follow, we run a bigger risk of mixing with Cortales.
And if we don't, it's just a matter of days before he'll be using those repeaters against every settler in the territory. We'll follow, all right. This time we're going to finish Beaudry. Let's water up.
Well, we got the repeaters home safe. Now we need the men to go with them. You boys keep an eye on that cargo while we're in town. Let's go back and do some bargaining.
I guess that's all of them for the moment. We've got exactly half of what we came down here for. But we can't hang around waiting for Beaudry to return. We'd be stretching our luck.
Now that we have the wagon, how are we going to get it back? American soldiers taking a wagon through Mexico? We might as well take an advertisement out in the paper.
Wait a minute. Maybe I'll drive it back alone, Lieutenant. But not as Mackenzie.
You want us to go on ahead of you, sir?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll meet at Horn's Ford up by the river. Give me at least 2 hours to drive the wagon up there.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
If anything happens, if I'm not there in, let's say, 8 hours, come back looking for me.
Right, sir.
Oh, this is wonderful. Are you enjoying yourself, Father?
Oh, yes, very much, Martita, very much.
Well, then why do I have to go back to San Francisco?
Now, why do you want to give up your studies?
My mother was never schooled. She was with you all the time, wherever you wanted to go.
No, Martita. This is out of the question. Out of the question. You finish your schooling, and then we'll...
What is it?
Drop the weapon. Get down, senor. Go away from the wagon. So, you're still from Mexican and American soldiers just the same, eh, Senor Beaudry?
But, Senor, I'm not Beaudry.
Ah, and I'm not Cortales, I suppose.
I took this wagon from the man you accused me of being.
Ah, you feel that by denying being Beaudry, things will go easier for you. But there are many widows who remember your face with sorrow and hate.
But, Senor, once again I say...
Enough talking! And don't try any tricks. That will force me to kill you, and it will be a pleasure. The sooner you have a trial, the sooner you'll be hung. Back to the wagon.
Mackenzie's raid into Mexico had sputtered disastrously. Baudry was still a free man. But now Mackenzie faced an even more serious problem. As the prisoner of Colonel Cortalis, he faced the grim probability of a trial and subsequent hanging. The only hope lay in a continued disguise of his true identity and the knowledge that his raiders were still free somewhere in Mexico.
Who's supposed to be up there?
Heidi, I think.
Well, it seems he hasn't learned. I'll have to teach him. Get up on that lookout position.
Whoever it was, they got the wagon.
Whoever it was, can only be one man, Cortalis.
It sure was bungled. We got 20 men coming in here tomorrow. If they don't see them rifles, they're gonna laugh right in our face.
Remember I told you once every man has a weakness?
Cortalis' daughter?
That's right.
You gotta get her first.
I'll get her, don't worry. And I'll drop this off at the same time. This is one thing I'm gonna handle myself.
I never realized you had your own private jail. Very convenient.
If you are not Baudry, then who are you?
I've been trying to tell you. I'm a bounty hunter. I'm after Baudry the same as you are.
Is that so?
Yes. There's a big price on Baudry's head in Kansas.
Bounty hunter or Baudry, you have to stand trial and be executed. You see, you have violated the border of my country, and that's the penalty.
I see. Well, would the penalty still be as extreme if you found out I was as much against Baudry as you are?
I'm afraid you don't understand the military rules.
Oh, perhaps not.
Are you ready?
Ready?
Your case will be tried by my court-martial board at the garrison. Here, get back in there. Come on. Open it.
To you. Your daughter in exchange for the repeaters. In 2 hours. My quarters will be better guarded this time. Do not bring your soldiers. Remember, 2 hours or your daughter will die. Baudry.
Baudry. What does he mean by his quarters will be better guarded this time?
He thinks it was you that took the wagon.
Then you know where his quarters are.
At the edge of Yerba Buena.
Get your clothes. Come on. Now you are an armed prisoner.
Colonel! Did you hear that?
I hear nothing.
Sounded like a signal of some kind. Might have been one of Baudry's perimeter guards.
I didn't hear anything.
Well, perhaps it'd be wise, sir, if we circled the hill, one going one way and one the other, just to make sure we can meet on the other side.
That's an idea. Go that way.
Thank you, sir.
Good boy. I'll make it short. You followed your orders well. Cortalis thinks I'm a bounty hunter. He was about to turn me over to the garrison when Baudry kidnapped his daughter.
Yes, sir. When I came back for you and saw you in front of the house, I thought I'd better try to make contact before I did anything.
Baudry's given Cortalis just 2 hours to make a trade. The repeating rifles for his daughter. I persuaded Cortalis that it's easier to go in, just the two of us, on foot, without any soldiers. We'll have a better chance of getting his daughter back that way.
But, sir, the two of you.
That's where you and the other men come in. Can you get there before us?
In plenty of time by the main trail.
Clean out his guards as best you can. But keep out of sight. If Cortales sees you, it's all over. And you've got to work fast. Less than an hour.
But what about you, sir? Are you still a prisoner?
No, we'll worry about that later. All right, get going.
I found no one.
Well, I guess I'm just jumpy, sir. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Take his place and make sure the colonel gets through. Guard that window.
If this border is so quiet, why he doesn't have a man up there?
Well, we probably caught him napping. Look, I think I can circle around now. Give me 10 minutes and I'll meet you at the shack.
Good luck.
The other side of the shack. One guard left. Get him.
Lieutenant.
Boder doesn't have a guard left. Just the two of them. Where's Cortales?
He'll be coming up from that direction. I circled around. He gave me 10 minutes. It's up. So's the 2 hours.
What about then?
I don't know. You and the men have done all you can. I can't risk Cortales seeing you. Better get out of sight.
He won't see any of us, sir. But if you need us, we'll be nearby.
All right. I'll cover you, sir. Sorry I had to shoot first, sir. I was afraid you didn't see him.
I should say you shot just in time. Poor Martha.
I'm fine now, Papa. I am amazed that you got 3 scars.
The guards. They must have heard the shots. Bounty hunter.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about the guards now, Colonel. With Baudry dead, they're probably on the run.
I'll make sure that they know he's dead.
Senor? You are a bounty hunter?
Yes, senorita.
I have heard of this profession. You do not look like what I have heard about.
Well,
It is exactly 2 hours.
you couldn't have timed it better, Colonel.
Thank you. Now, Martha, we go home and pack you up for San Francisco. I hope by now you understand my reasoning.